Hello everyone, welcome. It's me, Robot the Hummingbird, and today I bring you another top 10 list. I wanted to plan to do something different, but my video got demonetized for a copyright strike for some odd reason, even though I quoted that the video didn't, like the clips that I used for the video belonged to someone else, and I literally quoted that on my video, but I still got a copyright strike. But I could understand. I didn't really complain about it, so I'm going to do something that I won't get. I know I can't get copyrighted for. Oh god. Sorry. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to be doing something for this video that I know I can't get copyrighted for. And today I bring you a top 10 list again. So today I bring you a list of my list of the top 10 worst fights in the Godzilla franchise. Now this is my list, and I can understand that not everyone's going to agree on my list, and yeah, so without further ado, let's go. Now I will be using my computer to get images for you to see. So let's get on with number 10. If I can get a picture for it. Oh god. Oh god. Where is a good picture? Okay, well this is a good one, I suppose. Well this is black and white though, frick. There we go. So, with number 10 we have Godzilla vs. Titanosaurus in Terror of Mechagodzilla. Now, the reason I don't like this is because of how nothing actually happens in it. For example, Titanosaurus emerges out of the water, Godzilla strolls along, and they meet each other, and that's it, really. Most of the fight really is just Titanosaurus getting the living daylights beaten out of him. Literally, Titanosaurus does nothing to Godzilla. Godzilla just throws him into buildings for literally the whole fight. I mean, yes, there's one cool scene. There's one cool scene where Titanosaurus picks Godzilla up, but that's it. Godzilla just gets back up and kicks and just literally obliterates Titanosaurus. So yeah, not really much happening in that, but still, a good film, I've got to say. And let's get on with number 9 to get a picture. I cannot get a good picture these days. Getting a picture. Can you see that? Yes. With number 9, we have... You can see that. We have Godzilla vs. Mothra in Godzilla Tokyo SOS. Now, same reasons that I don't like Godzilla vs. Titanosaurus in the previous number. Nothing happens much. Nothing much happens. Literally, Mothra just... And it's like, Mothra does this in every Godzilla film that she fights Godzilla. Like, Mothra flies into the air, stares at Godzilla, and flaps her wing, creating a whirlwind, and Godzilla just gets annoyed by getting wind shoved into his face. And that's exactly what happens in this fight. Mothra fires her reflexive glitter storm at Godzilla, where any power that is fired into that glitter storm will be reflected back onto you. Godzilla injures himself doing it, and that's about it. That's all that happens until Mothra gets blown up. Just like every single film where she's in a Godzilla film, she gets blown up. But yeah, that's it. Mothra just stares at Godzilla and then gets blown up. So yeah, just like Godzilla vs. Titanosaurus, nothing much happens. But let's get on with number 8. If I can find a good picture for this. Oh... There we go. Where's a good picture? Damn it, there's no good picture. Oh no. Oh no, there's no good picture. Well, this isn't good, is it? No, I need to find a good picture for it. There we go. If I can find a good picture. The frick. Alright, so number 8 I think we're on. Hold on. Yes, at number 8 we have this. Now, it may not look like much. But that's because the fight wasn't really much. We have Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla City in Godzilla 2 City on the Edge of Battle, aka Godzilla Anime Part 2. So this fight really was a disappointment. Nothing. Well, it was like a build-up for nothing, really. Like, you have Godzilla, you have Mechagodzilla City, a full 18-kilometer long city full of Mechagodzilla metal. You'd think that they'd have like amazing weaponry as soon as Godzilla comes along. What kind of weaponry do you think they would use? Like aluminium guns, chromium rockets? No, they use standard tanks. Standard tanks to fight Godzilla. And you think that did a lot? No, Godzilla literally just looks down at them and blows them up. It was a real disappointment seeing looking at Mechagodzilla City and seeing its capabilities and stuff. And it just turns out that it is a huge disappointment, really, and I really did expect more. To be honest, I did fall asleep whilst watching this, so yeah. On with number 7 then. If I can get a good picture, just loading the picture. Here's a good one. We have Godzilla vs. Biollante in Godzilla vs. Biollante. Now, don't get me... it's the final fight that I'm actually specifying about. Not with Godzilla versus the Rose form of Biollante, the final form of Biollante. Again, another build-up for nothing. Oh god, sore throat. So, you have Biollante's final form. A dragon, plant, human thing. Absolutely amazing. Like, triple the weight of Godzilla. And then it's obliterated in about 3 minutes of combat. Which is a real shame, because the Biollante looks so amazing. His final form looks amazing. And then it just takes 3 minutes for it to get blown up again. It just takes 3 minutes for it to get blown up. I mean, I'm not saying that all Godzilla fights have to be very long, and I'm not saying that all Godzilla fights have to be long and have to be like a dramatic slugfest or anything. But still, when you have like a dramatic build-up, you have to make it like long, you know, like long and make the plot go in and stuff. With this, Biollante just appears and gets obliterated in 3 minutes. But still a good fight, just a bit short, that's all. And now we go on to number 6. I need to load a picture for this, hold on. I need to get a picture for this. I need to get a picture. King Ghidorah, 19. Alright. At number 5, no, 6, isn't it? Number 6, we have Godzilla and Rodan versus King Ghidorah in Invasion of Astro Monster. Now, this fight was extremely disappointing because you could see that the developers, director of the film and developers really wanted to add much more. But of course, the budget ran out, and it really shows. I mean, if you look at the final fight, with Godzilla just messing around, like Godzilla and King Ghidorah just standing there, Godzilla just holding King Ghidorah's tail with nothing really going on. It just shows that the budget ran out for the film, and I can understand that they really wanted to make more, but it just shows. They didn't even try to hide that the budget ran out. It just really shows that the budget ran out, which is a real shame because this is a favourite Godzilla film for some Godzilla fans. But still, I guess you can't. Yeah, the budget ran out and just made the build-up a bit disappointing, if you know what I mean. But let's move on to number 5. Loading a picture. And Right, so we have when Godzilla fought where Godzilla fought insects in a film. He fought the giant grasshoppers, Kamacuras. And if I can get a picture of the spider, Kumonga. Now, this is just like the Godzilla vs. Titanosaurus fight from Terror Mechagodzilla. Really because of how one-sided it is. So when Godzilla's egg hatches, three giant grasshopper species named Kamacuras stumble across the egg and start playing football with it. Literally. And then the egg hatches, and they mess around with Godzilla's baby until Godzilla shows up. And Kamacuras, three Kamakurases against one Godzilla. You'd think that they do at least something, right? No. The first one gets thrown and tossed around until he gets thrown into a bush. The second one blows up, and the third one just gets thrown really far away, which shows that the fight was really one-sided. Just showing that Kamacuras is so weak, bruv. He's so weak. And with Kumonga, again, nothing really special about the fight. It's not even funny that you literally can see that it's a giant spider. They don't even try to make the movement interesting or anything. It just goes like that. Like, you can clearly see it's like a spider puppet. But a thing that I did like about the Godzilla vs. Kumonga fight in Son of Godzilla was Kumonga came off as an intelligent kaiju. Even though they couldn't do much with Kumonga just being a giant spider puppet, they made him come off as intelligent because he played dead. No kaiju has ever played dead before, which I like that they got very imaginative with something that's very scarce in character, but still not interesting. But still really not interesting. But let's move on to number 4. If I can load a picture of that. I'm trying to remember the year dates. There we go. And at number 4, we have Godzilla vs. Ebra in Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. Now, in case you didn't see my list of the top 10 worst kaiju, Ebra is basically a giant lobster, and this was one of the most boring fights. Well, not boring, but just most dull fights there has ever been. I've ever seen. Now, the reason for this is because Ebra is a giant lobster, and you can imagine that he appears out of the sea. So Godzilla's walking along, and he spots Ebra, and Ebra is a giant lobster that can throw rocks. And they spend Godzilla and Ebra spend a whole 5 minutes just throwing a rock back and forth at each other. 5 minutes of just that, and nothing happens for the last 5 minutes but that, just throwing a rock back and forth at each other, until eventually Godzilla blows Ebra up, and even then they still fight underwater, but still very repetitive, man. I remember watching that and I was like, oh god. But it's a very boring fight, and for people who really don't like boring stuff, don't watch this then. But without further ado, let's move on to number 3, if I can get a good picture. Because you know me, I'm good at getting pictures, bro. Let's move on to number 3 with Godzilla vs. Hedorah. Yay, Hedorah. Now, Hedorah is a monster created by... Oh god, okay, hold on. Sorry, anyways, Hedorah is a monster created by human pollution. Japanese human pollution. AKA a smog monster. And basically, Godzilla, this is actually one of the weirdest films ever. And there's a lot of time wasting in this fight. The final fight, for example, Godzilla and Hedorah just stand there for a full 4 minutes. They're just staring at each other. Godzilla doing some weird arm poses with Hedorah just tilting his head. And the Hedorah is, yes, one of the most powerful villains that Godzilla's ever faced. But he's really, like, when he's weakened, he really is weak. Like, when Hedorah is weakened in a fight, he really is weakened. Like, when Hedorah is weakened in a fight, he really shows that he's weakened, sorry. which is a real shame considering that he's marked as Godzilla's one of the most powerful enemies Godzilla's ever faced. And he does have acid pool attacks, but like the fight was very boring, and Hedorah came off as pretty weak in the final fight, just standing there a lot of the time. But yeah, let's move on to number 2. And I'm pretty sure everyone can agree with my pick here. And that is... find a good picture. That is Godzilla vs. Void Ghidorah in Godzilla 3, the Planet Eater. AKA Godzilla Anime Part 3. Oh my god, where do we begin with this awful fight? So, Void Ghidorah, a massive ghostly Ghidorah from another dimension, and you'd think that it's like so powerful from another dimension. No, it's very slow, unmaneuverable, just bites onto Godzilla. This is supposed to be the final epic battle, and it's nothing. They just stand there, so annoying. Godzilla can barely move. So can Ghidorah. All Ghidorah does was bite onto Godzilla, and that's it, until Godzilla just breaks Ghidorah's head off and blows him up. That was supposed to be the final epic fight, and it's nothing. No wonder I fell asleep watching all 3 parts of the Godzilla anime. So annoying, god damn it. But despite falling asleep, that's not worse. This is number 2. And are you ready to feel the wrath of number 1? Drumroll please. That is, as soon as I load a picture of it. Just getting a picture. That is the one and only, rated as the worst fight according to literally every single person that watched the Godzilla franchise. I present to you number 1. Godzilla vs. Ukon-Duru in Godzilla vs. Ebirah. Now, Ukon-Duru, in case you never saw, Ukon-Duru is a giant condor. Condors are like a South American and North American bird with a huge wingspan. And this is one of the worst fights. Like, Godzilla just sits down, and then this giant condor comes along. And not only is it rated as the worst fight because it's so random, but you get motion sickness for watching it. Like, as soon as Godzilla and the giant condor start fighting, it's just like that. The camera's having like a seizure or something. Like, this is literally all you can see. Like, you see how I'm holding the camera right now? Like, when you watch this fight, this is what the camera looks like. I'm not even joking. Like, if you watch the fight on YouTube, it literally looks like this. Like, you cannot see what the heck is going on. And it's so annoying. Like, and the result of this fight is, like every Godzilla villain ever, the giant condor gets blown up. Like, he falls into the ocean and his head gets blown up by Godzilla's atomic breath. Not a shame, really, because the giant condor is actually the most evil villain in the Godzilla franchise, because he not only tried to kill Godzilla, but tried to kill the audience by giving them motion sickness. Well, that's the end of this video, guys. If you did have any of your picks, please, since comments, I'm having an error with comments right now. They keep getting turned off even though I turn them on. Please follow my Roblox account. I will put it in the description, a link in the description, well, not link, but I'll put my name in the description below so you can go friend me on Roblox and then tell me your worst fight and will text me on Roblox. And but it's a goodbye from me. A goodbye from me and goodbye from the dinosaurs and Godzilla. Goodbye, boys and girls.